Hey everyone, Norm here from Tested here in WonderFest, the model making convention in Louisville, Kentucky, and I have the great pleasure of meeting BP Taylor. BP, great to meet you.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, and thanks for being willing to chat with us about your beautiful models, because you've made two models here of your original design that aren't 3D printed. One's a kit bash and one's a complete scratch build, is that right?
That's correct. This model was originally intended to be a 3-week project, and I got a little carried away with it. I started seeing things that I could add to it and features that I thought would improve it. So it turned into more of a 6 or 7 month project. And at the same time, I was working on this one. This is a complete scratch build. The patterns were turned on a lathe and vacuum formed. The bubble itself was vacuum formed out of 16th inch acrylic, and then sanded, polished, and it's a lot of work to get clear parts.
It's not an off-the-shelf ornament, right?
No, it's not. It's all. So, and this one, I particularly like the design of it, which started out, as most of my stuff does, with a thumbnail sketch, and then at that point, I'll start to establish proportions and size, and then I basically start building it at that point.
Oh.
I don't do any as far as the detailing goes. I don't draw anything out. Usually I'll get it to a certain point, and then I'll start drawing on the model itself to break down the surfaces and see what kinds of especially like areas like this, these detail recesses.
Right.
Incorporating elements like that give you something really interesting to look at. So it's a lot of it is proportions and positive and negative spaces. So you want that mix of interesting details.
I mean, you have an idea for this cargo ship or a transport ship of some kind.
Exactly.
You said this is a kit bash, originally a 3-week project. You're telling me off camera like that's a beaker in there for that shape.
Yeah. Yes. It was a plastic beaker from one of my daughter's science sets, a chemistry set.
Okay, so you have one end.
I have one end. The other end is the basic form of it is the AMT cement mixer, which I kind of chopped up, and then I added some details to the rear from the Pilgrim space station.
Yeah, but other than you have your primary form, the general shape of it.
Yes.
You said the rest of this is a physical process of discovery.
Very much so. My brain likes to work this way. I like to start out with really basic concepts and shapes and proportions, and then I really get into detailing them, because that's really what people want to see, and that's what gives the model scale.
Yeah.
You break down the surfaces, scribe lines, panel hatches, and detail recesses, and it gives you a lot of really, really interesting detail to look at. So.
What also gives the model scale is you're telling me there's a bubble there too.
I incorporated a vacuum form PET bubble, and I happened to find a 1/144 scale astronaut figure from the I think it was from the Vostok rocket, and I decided to put that in a nice scale. It gives people an idea of how big it is. And Actually, when I measured it out at 1/144 scale, it's almost exactly the same length, or it would be exactly the same length as the Apollo Saturn V. It's like 365 feet. So that's kind of it. It would be interesting to see them side by side. But and then as I was building it, it didn't really have a name. I didn't have a name for it. And then I thought it would be interesting to add solar panels to it. And as soon as I put the radial panels on, it just looked like flower petals, and that's what inspired the name.
Yeah,
the Fleur de Lune.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a different kind of process than what's utilized today a lot. But I'm an old school guy. I worked in industrial design for 38 years, and so I also tend not to weather my stuff very heavily, because most of the things I did as a prototype builder in industrial design had to be really precise and clean. So there was no slathering of weathering and streaks and all that sort of thing. But
it is so clean. It is
Yeah.
so beautiful. Your color choices as well.
Yeah,
I love your color choices.
And everything, there's no airbrushing on this at all, other than this hexagonal pattern.
This is not airbrushed?
None of it is airbrushed.
What's your paint technique?
It's all Tamiya spray cans.
Wow.
Everything
All right.
on here is Tamiya spray cans.
Wow.
Except that.
Yeah. Wow.
Except that ring. And that ring, that was also another addition, because I didn't want to just have, the standard engine bells in the back. I thought, well, I'd like to show some indication of a more advanced propulsion. So I decided to add that ring to suggest like something involving electromagnetic energy.
Yeah.
And I actually found out that was that was from a Vostok kit. There's a sprue. That's actually the round sprue. Yeah, that's the round sprue. That created that particular piece. And again, it's all kind of standard kit bashing stuff. Most of it is hand scribing, a lot of raised styrene details, and then significant molding and casting. These were molded and cast. All the cargo containers, the solar panels, and the engine bells.
And those are at feet.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're at feet.
Flipped upside down.
I flipped them upside down and turned them into escape pods. So
Perfect.
it's like, if it serves, if it serves the need, why not? If it works, that's it. But that's pretty much it for for that one.
It's so beautiful. I mean, I love on both these ships, it's not only an aesthetic process of discovery,
Right.
but also the narrative discovery as well.
Yes.
As you're coming up with reasons that these parts are here.
Right, and the cargo containers, just putting all kinds of different graphics and there's a bunch of different logos of different companies on them that would, in reality, they would hire, this transport company to move their whatever cargo needed to go to a station, or maybe to Mars, or
Yeah.
things like that.
And then this ship completely scratch built.
Yes, this one was built in basically the same manner as the other one. I started out with a very basic side view.
Do you mind if I pick it up to hold, or you can hold it?
Well, yeah, I can pick it up here.
Yeah.
I'll show you if you want.
Wow. I can,
Just
hold
a
it
little-
steady. Yep, right
yeah,
there.
Yeah. That's the best place to hold it.
Wow.
But it originally started. It was inspired by the. I don't know if you're familiar with the Pogo aircraft.
No.
It was a concept. It was basically a vertical takeoff, and then it would, translate to horizontal flight.
Yeah.
And that's the way this started. I thought it'd be interesting to have the pilot enter from here, and I worked out the interior arrangement. There's a full interior on the inside.
I can see that, and
Yeah.
I can see your blinking red light actually helps reveal that,
Yeah,
and that your seat, it's almost like a sprue that you can look through.
Right now, I think it's dimmer than it was yesterday, because the battery's been running for basically the weekend. So, so the idea was the pilot would enter from the rear hatch.
Yeah.
You can turn this around. You can see.
Yeah.
You can see
Oh
the
yeah,
rear
there it
hatch.
goes. With your
So-
blinking lights as
Right,
well.
So he would enter it this way. The way the seat was designed, it was designed to be on a pivot, so that frame that the seat is on would be in the down position. He would climb up into it, seat himself, and then it would move back up into the flight position.
Wow.
So and the challenge with this one, the the dashboard. It's all scratch built, hand carved.
Oh my gosh.
And then I had to hollow out the inside, and I installed like I think there are 5 different LEDs inside that little space.
That dashboard.
Yes, and fiber optics.
Yeah.
And yeah. And
I
then,
see in the side panels as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
I kind of wish, you know, the basic idea was that this wasn't just a fighter that goes out on a mission and comes back. This is something that somebody could actually survive in space for a while.
Yeah.
So in the detail on the interior, I actually have like duffel bags and a folded up sleeping bag, you know, for emergencies or whatever. But
all of that
yeah,
adds to the
this
believability of it.
Yeah, this one, but
Yeah, and
it's kind of this is the
Yes.
basic
Wow.
landing position. I also have a launch pad that I was making for this, but I couldn't get it finished. Couldn't get it finished in time. So,
Incredible job, BP. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for sharing these 2 models
Sure.
and a little bit of your story.
thank you.
Thank you for watching that video. I want to tell you about our demerit badges, because we know that being a maker is a lifelong enterprise of trying new things and learning new skills, and it is also about repeatedly messing everything up. And we like to celebrate that, because failure is not just an option, it is intrinsic to the creative process. And to that end, we have 3 new bundles of demerit badges right now on tested-store.com. We've got your Shop Tool Fails demerit badge bundle up here on top. Here in the middle, we have the Everyday Whoops demerit badge bundle. And at the bottom, we've got my favorite, the Shit Happens demerit badge bundle. You can get any one of these bundles, and we are considering offering a bundle of all 24, not those, of all 24 demerit badges we have released, but we're not sure what to call it. You have a suggestion? Put it in the comments.